Jeff, another story we're watching. Uber and Lyft say they are pulling out of Austin, Texas. Voters in that city, they approved a measure that requires stricter background checks for drivers. If this is what customers want, why are the companies fighting it?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, especially because Uber kind of launched in Austin, I guess unofficially. But yeah, there was a vote where consumers wanted more sort of thorough background checks, but Uber and Lyft sort of saying, hey, we've been doing this our own way. We've been doing the background checks with a proprietary sort of workflow, and it's been going well. Why all of a sudden the demand for overregulation? Yeah, it's a really sort of tough sort of situation. You would imagine eventually they will come to some sort of compromise. They went through a similar thing in San Antonio where they kind of found equal ground on both sides of the fence. But as for now, Uber and Lyft feel passionately enough about the topic that they're willing to pause service.
Is this a sign of problems possibly down the road for these two companies, especially if more cities start requiring these tougher background checks?
I think it's logical to assume that, the more pervasive these ride-sharing services get, the more scrutiny they're under. So you would imagine some bigger cities, there's obviously a lot of problems here in New York. There's some friction here, I guess is putting it lightly. But in terms of like the actual employees, the background checks, that sort of thing, like I said, as it gets more widespread and ubiquitous, that is going to be under a microscope. So when it comes to public safety, that is going to take precedence over any sort of convenience that the service and app provide. And it's really up to each city working with Uber and Lyft to sort of find some sort of compromise.
Yeah, something to watch for sure. Jeff Bakalar, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Of course.